What's up, everybody? Nick here. I just wanted to make a small, short little video on some stuff I've been seeing happening in the video game industry. That's kind of piqued my interest. I'm currently working on a video, something separate individually, and I've been seeing some stuff, and it caught my eye, and I thought it was interesting. And that's like just how the current landscape of like video games are, and like how they're kind of changing in a way. And what I mean by that is I think video games are going from more of a entertainment to a business. And when I say that, I know video games in general, like creating video games, is a business. Like companies, studios like Bethesda and things like that, game studios make video games and they sell them. All right, that's a business, right? They have products, and we buy that product. But in large part, I think video games is more of a uh, entertainment overall. It's something that we enjoy and find fun out of, and we play them because it's something that we like do to pass time and everything. And if you like a video game company, you'll buy more of their games. So like Treyarch, Activision, back like when Call of Duties, I think in my opinion, were really good. You bought like Modern Warfare, and then you bought Black Ops, and then you bought Modern Warfare 2, and then Black Ops 2, and then so on and so forth, because they were really good and really fun games. Or like I said, Bethesda, you bought like Fallout 4 and Elder Scrolls games like Skyrim. But recently I've noticed that like that's just changing more and more, and it's becoming more like a business. And and the thing I've been seeing most of is just monetization of video games, and just how video games in general are becoming more and more like a cash machine, like ATM almost. Like companies are wanting to push a button to get money out of like a game they make. For example, Apex Legends just really announced a new monetization, I think is what it was. I think it's for the new battle pass, I believe. I have a website we can look at here in a second for. I saw some people talking about it. I saw some clips on TikTok talking about like the price for it. And then Rainbow Six Siege as well is also another one where they have a subscription model they're bringing up, and both those are doing that. And I think it's just at the point now where like video. I think at the point that like video games are no longer about people um, are in the business to make video games for entertainment. I think now it's just people that are in the video game industry to make money, right? I think that's the thing I wanted to. One of the other things I wanted to like just touch up on is like video games is no longer entertainment. It's become more of a business, and people are in the video game industry no longer to make fun, entertaining games for people to consume. It's just to see how much money they can make and milk from the fans or the consumers, because for example, I know a lot of people bring it up. It's excuse me, it's Skyrim. I like Skyrim. I play a lot of Skyrim. But if you look at, I don't know what it is with Bethesda, but they can't for some reason just release a good game that everybody wants. Like everybody, I think, wants a new good Fallout series, and instead you get like Fallout 76 and a bunch of other stuff, and then everybody wants a new Elder Scrolls, and yeah, we haven't gotten that in forever, right? But for some reason that they relaunched Skyrim like 10 times over, right? So like you have like VR, Switch, PlayStation, Legendary Edition, things like that, right? They've made like 15 different Skyrims, and I think it's just weird because it's just you have I think it's no longer you have these small video game studios and developers wanting to make video games for um, for the love of games, right? That's no longer there. It's now you have big corporations, a lot of businesses, investors backing these video game studios and wanting to squeeze as much money, as much juice as they can, like a lemon. They're trying to squeeze as much as they can, and it's unfortunate. And I saw this clip on TikTok from Asmongold. If you know who he is, he's a really big League of Legends streamer. But it's a clip I saw of him, and he was talking about a video game developer. And let me just say this first. I don't mean this in any mean way. I don't mean to make fun of this person or bully this person. It's just from a standpoint of I think with the current video game situation now, industry, and where it is, I think that the wrong people are in video games. And I saw this clip, and I assumed it'd be a blow up, and a lot of people talk about it. But it's an old clip. Let me preference that. It's a clip from 2022. But let me go to it. But if we look at it, so it's called Game Devs of Color Expo, and it just highlights. Obviously, it's just game developers of color, and I want to say maybe they do um, other ethnicities maybe too, like maybe like Hispanics, Asians, things like that. Maybe people have different backgrounds and ethnicities, but it's just game developers of color. It is yeah, video is 2021, and so it's fairly old, 3 years old. And I saw this clip of it a few months back, and I never heard about this at all. But and let me say this: I don't want anybody to go out of their way. If anybody watches this video, don't go and harass this person. Don't go and make fun of them or anything. This is just from a standpoint of, like I said, of just I think people are in the video games for the wrong reason, right? So this person, their name is Danny. Uh, I thought that was funny when I was watching the video, and I watched through it. And there's two things I noticed: is that I think for like anything you do, it's a business, right? And it's that when in business you want to be professional as possible. And I was reading through this and I saw this, and I don't think in any business and trying to be like a professional in general, you should have. And this video too, I feel like is like a professional thing, right? Because she was interviewed, but just a video she made of herself talking about like her background and this game she worked on. But it's just funny because she put in your MILF in training. And I thought that was like the weirdest and funniest thing ever to read was that she's a MILF in training. And I was like, why would you put that in here as like a, this is almost like a an interview in a way, because there's a guy in the video who talks for like 5 seconds in the intro and that's it. And I was like, okay. But this isn't the clip either. I just thought this was funny. I just thought this was funny, and I was like, okay, just MILF in training. I was like, that's just so weird to read about. Is that in this like professional video interview in a way like that you talk at yourself, you say you're a MILF in training. I look, that's fine if you want to put that like in like your personal thing, like on your Instagram, Twitter, whatever, TikTok page. But I don't think that should be on like a video series. I mean, it got 19,000 views. It got a lot of views, but I don't think that should really be a thing in like a video. Other video game studios might see, or other companies might see that maybe want to work with you in the future, that you're a MILF in training. That's just my take. I think in general, you should at least have a somewhat professional attitude when it comes to it, doing these type of like videos or segments. But the clip I saw from is it talks about her team and what she sees in a team. And when I heard this, I thought it was just like the wrong way of thinking when it comes to working with people. And I think people that are working in this field in general when it comes to like video games, I think that it's just like it's the wrong mentality to have. And I think it's just, if you think this way, I feel like you shouldn't be like the head developer. I didn't preface this, but she's the head developer of this company, right? Or the head game dev, I believe, of this company, or this game studio, whichever one, game studio or the game she made. And I don't think you should be in this position of like leadership. I think it's just the wrong way of thinking. I think if to be a leader, you need to be all inclusive, listen to your people, and have this mindset that everyone's the same, everyone's equal, everyone's the same. So let me just play the clip, and then you can listen. She talks about her team and how she cultivates and creates her team. So let's just play it real fast.
My next concept is team. Who is your team? A little background about this. I have a team of 21 right now for Validate. It's a pretty big team. It's a crazy big team for indie games. But who is your team? Validate has a team of mostly all people of color. We have no white people on our team. I did that because I wanted to create a safe environment. And I know the best way for an environment to be safe is to be around people who are just like me. And I'm not saying that white people in the industry are creating unsafe environments. I'm not saying that. That is not what I'm saying. I am saying that sometimes it is hard to work with white people because they think that something made it okay, but it was really a microaggression. And no one wants to deal with that while they're trying to make a game that they love. So, who is your team? What does your team represent? Is your team all men? What does that represent about your game? If you're making a game about teenage girls, why is your team all men? Let's think about that a little. What is the goal for you and your team, and what do you want to achieve? How will you guys get to that finish line together?
Okay, So that's like the main clip I saw, and what she was talking about and stuff. And I thought it was just it's just the wrong way of thinking in general when it comes to like video games. I think video games and business, right, is like you shouldn't have that mindset. I think, yeah, okay, so you're working on a game that may be about like unicorns, and oh, okay, maybe the female perspective would be important here, and that's true. Maybe a lot of females like unicorns and things like that in general, but I feel like you shouldn't have this mindset of I don't want to hire men or white people because they're hard to work with. That's just not true. I think that's just a closed mind way of thinking. I think that look, there's people you're gonna work with that you're just not gonna like, not gonna enjoy. Plain and simple. Be it race, gender, ethnicity, whatever it is. You just will not like to work with that person. And when I saw that, I was just like, that's just, it's just crazy. I don't know how you would think about that. That's just like some crazy nonsense. You'd rather have a, a, a studio of people like you, which is fine. I get that. I think people, especially like when you see groups of like friends and stuff, you're with people that you're comfortable with. Maybe you have friends that are all gamers. That's fine and that's cool. But when it comes to like a job and working in general, you can't just pick and choose who you want to work with. Technically you can, I guess, if you own the business, run the business, but I think in some way you have to have that, there needs to be diversity. There needs to be people from different backgrounds and different cultures give you different viewpoints and ideas, and that's important. I think is that way you can see other people's point of views, get to understand where they come from and what they went through, and that way you have more ideas and there's more of a inclusive nature in that, right? I think just excluding one type of gender or ethnicity because you don't like that they may be difficult to work with is not a good reason whatsoever. I think it is just crazy. I think it's just blatant ignorance is what it is. And I was like, this is the type of people I feel like that shouldn't be in the video game industry because I don't think they're making good games that people would like to play. Right? She made a video game. I think it was a dating sim. It's not for me, but in general, I think it could be a good dating sim. But the way her viewpoint is, I feel like it might be skewed in a way that only a certain people would like instead of maybe more people, like a larger audience, right? So like if she doesn't want white people, maybe the game in itself maybe is less inviting towards white people. Maybe there's not any white person in the game in general. That's what I'm saying. Like so I didn't look at the game. I didn't really think it was important. But that's what I'm saying is that maybe that's just the wrong way of going about things. That if that's the way you think about a certain gender or race of people, it might leak into games in general, and it might show in your video games, right? I think that's important, right? Is like for example, let's say you're an artist and you think a certain way, and it shows in your painting, right? And you can tell. Same way in video games, it might show in her video game the way she thinks about like a certain thing is that you don't see it, So like maybe in her game, there are no white people. Like I said, I don't know. I could be wrong. I didn't check the game or play the game that she worked on. But I know in the beginning of the video, it was she worked on. I think she's a head developer of a game. But I think that's one of the things. That's one of the main reasons that video games is the way they are right now. Is that there's the wrong people working in games, and that there's too many businesses in games, too many suits. Which is another reason I think that games are where they are. That's not the best. A lot of big studios now have a lot of big companies backing them, a lot of suits, I should say, that want to squeeze as much profit as they can. Want all that juice, All they care about is profits. They don't care about the content or what it entails, as long as they can get that money, that moolah out of it. And that's the big reason. That's what brought me to the next point is that a lot of games now are going to monetization. And that shows for here, Rainbow Six Siege membership. I believe is what the gist is that it's a subscription service, and that they're moving to it. And I saw and what it entails is that you pay a certain amount a month, I believe, and you get access to battle pass, packs, skins, things like that, and that's okay. But I think it's just not good. And I saw a clip on TikTok of it. I couldn't find it anymore, but I don't know where it was. I don't know if it was like an official. I think EA does, if I remember correctly, EA or Ubisoft. Like Ubisoft does it. Ubisoft was doing like an announcement for it, or whatever it was, or like I think like it's a roadmap for the game, and people started booing it relentlessly, just because it's just a bad thing for a game, right? I think it just shows that it just shows like once you get to this point in like in a video game, you no longer care about the content or the community. All you want is money. You're just going for the squeeze at that point. You just want to milk as much profit as you can from the community, and that sucks. I think I'd rather play a game, like take League of Legends for example. League of Legends is a subscription model, yes, but it does it right because they've been a subscription model from the very beginning. League of Legends has, but they're a game that has a lot of content and they put a lot of work into the game. They do it right. Whereas a game like this, if I remember correctly, I looked into it. It's about the same as when it came out. I think maybe there's some new maps here and there, but for the most part, it's the same thing. And yeah, I mean, it's like if for a game that's still the same that doesn't add stuff to it, maybe besides like a new skin or an agent. I think they're called agents in the game that you play as. I think it's just laziness. It just shows that you don't really care about what the game entails, and you just want the money, right? And that's just been a big problem too in games. Is a lot of companies now are moving to monetization rather than content, focusing on the content and the community, and giving the players something to really want to dive in and play. Because Fortnite, for example, it's not as popular as it once was back like in early 2019, 2018. I think now it's died down a bit more. Still a popular game, but the reason it's still so popular and big is because of the content, and it's still free to play. They pour in so much content still. People are still playing the game like crazy, and that's the important thing about that is that they know that in order to have a great game and a successful game, they need to have good content for people to want to stay and keep playing, and people will keep spending money, and that's what they do. And I wouldn't be surprised if Fortnite and their studio has a ton of money just to throw at the wall, see what sticks, and keep going. But not just like I said, not just Rainbow Six Siege, but Apex as well has also done the same thing, and they have also doing a subscription model as well. I saw another clip on TikTok. This is why I heard about it. Someone was talking about like you pay a certain amount a month, and I think it's the battle pass is what it is, that you get a new battle pass now. But that's like the newest thing. And I know it's an article. What's the article from? Article was PC Gamer, right? Apex Legends now has an improved battle pass structure that actually sucks for players. And removes options to pay with in-game currency, right? So what the gist is they're getting rid of the coins. You no longer use the coins, but you have to use real money. And obviously people don't like that. And I pulled up the picture, just that way it's a little bigger. But now, they have free old. It's every season is free. Now the free new is every half season is free, right? So what my thing is, what I interpret it as, it's kind of a weird structure, right? Free new is every half season is free. So, and then like premium new, right? So you have to pay for the other half. So you get half a season free, pay for the other half season. And that's so weird. That's like that joke I saw. I don't remember who it's from. I think I was watching a Moist Critical and video, and they were talking about this game. I forget what it was, but they wanted to make players pay for bullets in a game, where like every time they shot a bullet, it costed actual money. That's kind of what this is, I think, in a way, is that if you want to play the game and get rewards, you gotta pay for it, And it's $10 every season, and that's a good chunk of change, I think, for every half season to pay $10. I mean, with Fortnite, the good thing about Fortnite was back when I played the game, you could get the battle pass for that season, and you would earn enough tokens to then buy the next battle pass, and that was nice. And I played quite a bit back when it was still kind of popular, and I enjoyed it. But now you have like free new, every half season is free, 60 levels, you get 200 Apex coins, 7 Apex packs, and then all this as well, 1 Epic. I play Apex here and there off and on still, so I know what the game entails. And then the premium old was every season you get a certain number of Apex coins, 110 levels. Now for the new, like I said, every half season, the other every half season you pay. So like one half season's free, the other's 10. And that kind of sucks, honestly. But I mean, yeah, you do get crafting medals. Cool. Yay! I got what everyone wants. Woo! We get crafting medals. I mean, you get Apex coins, 1,300. That's not bad, I guess. 17 Apex packs. Okay. 3 legend. What is that? I can't remember what word says there. thematic packs. What is that? I can't. It's very blurry for me on this. When I'm looking at it. I mean, yeah, you get 10 exotic shards. That's cool. 2 legendary character skins. 1 legendary weapon skin. One received weapon. And then you have like the premium new every half season. I guess you want the premium. That's even more money. $20. That's a lot right there. You know, $20 for every half season. That's quite a bit. 60 levels plus 10 level skips. I guess if you really want it, yeah, that works. You get to skip 10 levels. Coins same, shards same, crafting same. Everything's the same. The only thing that's different, right? Oh, I'm sorry. You get 10 more exotic shards. Okay. 2, 1, 1, 3. Yeah, everything's the same pretty much. But you get 2 premium legendary character skin varieties and all legends playable during battle pass duration. Okay. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I just think I think this is a very bad thing for the game. I saw a lot of people when I was reading the comments of that video I saw, they were kind of complaining how like the game's kind of like died at this point now, and I think that's kind of true. Is like when you get to this point in a game, um, it's just that you're no longer wanting to put the effort in to make a good game to deliver great content. Now you're just trying to, like I said, the squeeze. You want all the juice from that lemon as possible, and it's unfortunate because that's just like the state of video games now. Is that you just see a lot of big studios put out a lot of these what are supposed to be big games, and they just flop. They're not good. A lot of pay to win skins and things. Starfield, for example, from Bethesda was supposed to be like this new big groundbreaking game. Didn't do good. Sucks. Gameplay sucks. I feel like they could have put that time and energy making Starfield into the new Elder Scrolls, because I've been waiting on that game since Skyrim. 'Cause I played the heck out of Skyrim. And then you have like small game studios like the ones that made Baldur's Gate 3, which I want to play because it looks incredible. That one game of the year, right? You have a lot of these small game studios doing really well, hitting the ball out of the park, knocking it out. Because they have small teams, small studios, but they love video games, and they're in it for the right reason. They're not in it for the money. They're in it because they love video games. They want to make great video games, and they want people to enjoy them. And I think that's like the main reason right now is that games are where they are at. Is it's that A, wrong people, and then B, just all they care about is money. They want the money. They want the monetization. They don't care about the players, the community. Like I said, they want to squeeze. They want to put battle passes. They want to put uh, subscription models. They want as much return for their buck as possible. When they're, and I get it. Video games are a big $1 billion corporation now, but I don't think to make a big video game you need to pour in a lot of money. I think it just needs to be a small group of people, 20, 30 people working on a game, working on a great concept, a great story, to deliver a great product. I think that's all you really need to make a really great video game. You don't need a studio of 200 people and $50 million to make a big game, because that's not really what you need. Looking at smaller indie studios, which are blown up now, you just need, like I said, small, dedicated, motivated people that love video games and that want to make games. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. It was interesting to me seeing where video games are currently, and like the path they're taking. Like video games over the years, you could tell the ups and downs of where they've been going through, going from going from like first person shooters being so popular to battle royales to now this trying to like get as much money as they can from like battle passes and monetization and doing subscription models. It's unfortunate. Hopefully this is just like a small bump in the road for video games and it changes. I could be wrong. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, if you like the video, like, subscribe, comment what you thought about it. If there's anything else you want me to see me talk about, I'll look into it. I'm gonna try, like I said, put more content out. I'm still working on a video currently. I've been working on for a while. That one's has a lot more research to it. But yeah, I hope you guys liked it, enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.